Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another tips and tricks video on Saints and Sinners. However, this is going to be on the trial, the hard mode slash, arcade mode to Saints and Sinners. And straight off the bat, I'd recommend choosing the easy difficulty. The insane difficulty, you get more points faster if that's what you care about, but it's just really difficult. Anyway, thank you so much for the support in the last Saints and Sinners video. It did really well. Thank you for all the people commenting and leaving support. It meant a lot. I love coffee. So yeah, this is a video on Saints and Sinners, the trial. Something you're going to want to consider is all the items that are on that crafting table there. I didn't show you very well. Here we go again. The middle table is for melee weapons and melee upgrades. Right table is for weaponry, and left table is for healables and medicine. First thing you're gonna want to do is, I didn't display it here, but first thing you're gonna want to do is find medicine on the board and make sure you have that ready to craft at the end of maybe each round after round 2. Personally, I love the katanas in this mode so much. There's so much potential for like fun just with the katanas, both of them, both as good as each other in my opinion. One's a bit longer, get more range. But for this first round, I just craft a shiv. I'd recommend crafting a shiv and get throwing knives only kills. Give you more points than anything you can get at the start, and of course, braining costs stamina. Here you can see me just looking around for all the walkers. Make sure not to miss any in the early rounds. Well, that'll cost you quite a few points. And if you have to brain them, don't be scared to, because your stamina will come back quite easily in these first few rounds. Always make sure you have your screwdriver as well from the start. That could come in handy in case you lose your knife early. You can also run around and find upgrades in dead bodies hanging. You'll see that in a bit. And you can also find ammo on the floor and other food supplies. If you have the effort, this isn't necessary, but it's useful for later on. You see those gas canisters that you can blow up in the story? I'd leave them in open spaces, because you don't want to be anywhere near them when you have to eventually shoot them, when the hordes get quite big. But it is useful to know where they are in case you do want to. There is of course aim assist on the knives when you throw them, so don't worry about missing unless you miss like me there. And of course, you know this already, when your knife flashes red, it means it's going to break. Same with every weapon in the game. And of course, at the end of a wave, all the walkers in the area die. It pops up telling you how many bitcoins you have, which is what you purchase items with. There isn't a scrap bench here, you spend points. And as you can see here, I'm looking at the katana first to see if I have enough, which I of course don't, because it's early round. But all the ammo and weaponry you need are all there, and of course as you explore more, there is blueprints around for you to craft even better stuff. Like an AR. Here you can see me trying this out, but if you throw a knife against a wood-like surface or like wall, it will stick in there forever. So keep that in mind if you can't hold a weapon, or you want to have access to it fast near the board. Same with katanas, and same with any like sharp weapon. Here you can see me just waiting for the zombies. Of course, if you click that record with your hand, just right trigger on it, it will start the next round instantly if you don't want to wait. This knife is a bit more lenient with the stamina it takes to brain them, so don't worry at all about having to brain them. This map I'm on now, I would say, is the most open and best map to play the trial on, but you can play it on either map you want. Any map you want, sorry. Of course, as your knife breaks, you won't get it back. One other tip I have is always stab in an upward motion like that, because braining downwards leaves you like the zombies to grab you is bigger for some reason, I've noticed, than when you hold it upwards, as I was doing then. So try to hold your knife upwards when you brain a zombie. Like that, just like that. As you can see, still got my screwdriver just in case. It only lasts for about 3 hits, but it is still useful to have until at least round 5. Your goal right now should be to just get enough points for a katana, and then you be chilling for a little bit. Here we can see me trying to stick it in the wall again, because I'm a bit of an idiot. But I don't think I bought anything this round, just simply because my knife wasn't ready to be damaged yet. And your points do carry over to the next round, you don't have to spend them all in one, so if you lose your weapon mid-round and you have some leftover points, you can still buy them. You don't have to worry about that at all. So you can see me crafting a bow. It's quite useful early on. I won't recommend it later though. Now, I have to say, I have not completed the trial. I have not survived all the waves. It is just too difficult of a mode, but from the tips, I've played it quite a bit. Put a good 20 hours into it maybe. And that shows you how good I am at it. Bloody hell, 20 hours and no win. But, you know, it's a simple technique just to throw every throwable thing you've got. Even katanas can be thrown if necessary. But later on you will get stinker zombies where you will have to throw. You'll be needing medicine quite fast. So you can see me scouting around for some hanging bodies. If you do brain a hanging body, you will get an upgrade. And also, I'm not doing it right now because I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it's because I was speaking to my mate. But if you go around looking, you will find blueprints for better weapons, and that is a necessity. You can see me just tricking about. Oh, well, it wasn't worth it, but I was just tricking about my knife. The knife, I think they've nerfed the knife throwing a bit, because it is a bit less accurate than I remember. Ah, of course, here we go. So, the zombies with that symbol above their head will create a circle where the points are doubled. Think of double points in Black Ops Zombies. Same concept. Of course, screwdrivers aren't throwable weapons, sorry. Aren't sharp enough. Here you can see me just using up the rest of my screwdriver, which by round 3 or 4 you should have done. So, don't worry about losing it. Even early on, don't worry about losing it, because the shiv will last way longer. Punching, of course, does nothing. That's another tip. Do not try punch a zombie. I remember holding their heads, or shoving them away with your head, of course, costs a lot of stamina, sorry. Tip number, whatever tip this is, arrows in your ammo pouch will stab zombies if you aim to, and they can be flipped round with triangle, like a knife. I expect to have enough for a katana by now, of course. If you have the DLC, I would buy the DLC katana. It is much more sturdy, in my opinion. They're both probably as equal as each other, but I'd just like to get that one a bit more. It's a bit more one-handed. And here you will see the beautifulness of this katana. It is just so perfect early on, and of course you can flip it around and throw it at enemies. And stick it in there, which is so cool. It's so awesome to do that. It does take a little bit of practice throwing out the red, but after 3 or 4 times doing it successfully, it is as easy as anything else. Of course you can hold the katana backwards, which I do recommend. It is quite reliable backwards. And you can see me just messing around a little bit. You can of course cut their arms off, which will give you 20 points if you get both, and they will fall over and you don't have to kill them properly. But I wouldn't say it's as good as burning them or cutting the heads off. Seems I've scared some of the walkers off. Throwing items at walkers does not affect them, unfortunately. I believe throwing things like old weapons do. However, throwing items like other walkers' arms or heads do not affect them. You can of course stab zombies in the head with your katana, but it is a bit more difficult than chopping the heads off. Or slice. Remember to watch your stamina. It's really, really unforgiving in this game. As I mentioned, there's also aim assist on your bow and arrow, so I wouldn't worry too much about missing. And it's very, very generous with the hitbox of the head to decapitate, so you should get used to that quite quickly. Of course, the further away the walker is, and the further the throw is of your weapon, the more points you will get, as you will see with a gun soon enough. So here you can see me just storing 2 katanas that I'd built. Careful not to accidentally store it like I just did, but this is very good technique to store your katanas on this wooden wall here. As long as it isn't in the way of medicine, of course, because you really need that later on. There we go. Beautiful physics. I love it. So now, I'm just grabbing one because cheeky bastard, I love a bit of katana. But so this is round 5, I believe, and this is where things start to be a bit harder. Sorry. So you can see I've got my bow already. These zombies are gonna come fast. Oh god, that's a dreadful sentence, but you know what I mean. You pick your arrows back up. Yep, that's something I forgot to mention in my other thing. Arrows that you fire will sometimes break and sometimes not. So remember, if you see them still poking out of those little bastards' heads, to pick them back up. I don't know what happened there. Why is that walker still alive? But you know, we move. Of course, braining the walkers does cost stamina. Here I died, I believe, but we will be moving back onto the tips in just a second. Here you can see me on another map. This is my second favourite map, I believe. It is nice and open, real easy to find upgrades and stuff. I do not know what I'm doing here, just set out probably, but of course grab your screwdriver once again and start. Here you can see me struggling with stamina again, just a little bit, but this, I think this is round 6 maybe, and already there's much more walkers. Remember, throwing does not cost any stamina, so remember to throw when you're out. That was wave 1. I think I might have chosen the insane difficulty to show it for the tutorial, so we're going to move on to that now. If you do decide to bite the bullet and do the harder difficulty, then be prepared to do everything I've told you already 10 times faster and build more guns. More guns. I'm not going to go too in depth on the guns because I went quite in depth in my last thing, but it's the same concept except you build ammo off the wall and not find it. You can find it around, but nowhere near as much as you build. These meat cleavers will decapitate walkers, so remember that. And of course, after you've built 2 weapons, if you're holding 2 weapons in your hand, store them both and carry the weapon you already got in your hand, ready to use that out first. This map is much more open, however I don't think it's as pretty or as fun to be on. As you can see, it decapitates like nothing. Oh, these stinky zombies, these stinky walkers will a little bit if you aren't ready to prepare to throw. And if you are too close, it will of course poison you a little bit still. By the way, if you are running away from a horde of walkers and you're out of stamina and you can't do this sprint and it's really frustrating, hold your arms out like that. You are much less likely to get grabbed and it's extremely useful. You can find medicine around, by the way, which is yummy. Keeps your health up from those poison zombies because they will make your health depleted permanently until you've had medicine. If you find cans on the floor, do bite the bullet occasionally and suck one up because it will give you all your stamina back instantly. Here you can see me using that at the minute, right now, because I need to run away from these walkers. instant burst of stamina, so I can sprint away. If you ever are a bit frozen and you're not going to be able to finish the round by killing them all, just wait it out and they will all die. Here you can see me building some medicine like I told you before. Build it and build sterile bandages and there you'll be set to go for the next round, as you can see. And food as well. Food will make your stamina sickness go away so you can run for much further distances. It doesn't matter what revolver you build because they're all as shit as each other, excuse my French, but I just prefer the Sheriff because handling's a little bit better in my opinion. Don't know for sure though. You get far more points for using your gun in situations, so keep that in mind if you're low on points. Remember to tilt your gun to the side to see how much ammo you've got left. Here you can see me struggling a little bit. I might die here, I don't remember. But remember to use that technique, keep your arms out always. Helps you so much. And if you when you find the blueprint for a pistol or pistol ammo, sorry, remember to use it. It is so useful. That pistol will save you so many times. I think it has a 13 round magazine, which is just insane. I don't know how I bossed out with this little chase thing, because like I was so close to dying so many times. Thank God for this little oatmeal. Helped me out a lot. Called him a wanker. You see that? Just wait for the waves to end if you're struggling. So here you can see me rushing back to build some medicine, I believe. Because that black thing closing in, that is your like wellness, and those poisonous zombies will decrease that at a really unbelievable rate. Remember to build the required ammo for your weapon that you've got. You're gonna need it. Just pop them in your little ammo thingy and get ready to go. Remember the tips from my story video, because they all can be still used here, other than the scrapping ones. Remember, shivs are just as reliable as any other bladed weapon. As you can see, further the walker, more points. 15 points then, and it's 10 usually, and it's 30, yeah, even more distance. 20, sorry, I think. You can see me struggling straight away. Of course, this insane difficulty it's insane. It's what it says on the tin, you know. However, it can sometimes be more fun and more tactical. It's up to you, though. As you can see, an arse ton of points for doing that. These zombies with armour, you will need to aim up the mask to kill them, as they do have protective armour on, obviously. So make sure you aim at the skin in the head if you want to kill them, and these zombies with the boxers will spawn that point double points for you.